Hello, good people. Welcome back to the Kuhb Games YouTube channel. My name is Evan, and apparently we play modified goats here. If you are wondering what that means, goatformat.com has created a sort of a side format for goat with a bit of a curated ban list. So the changes, and I'll have this up somewhere on the screen. The changes are 4 new bans. We have BLS, Delinquent Duo, Ring of Destruction, and Trap Dust Shoot band. All 4 of those are great. The changes to the limited list, we have Gravekeeper Spy, Book of Taiyu, Giant Trunade, and Level Limit Area B and Gravity Bind are banned. Pretty happy with all those changes. Taking Spy out of the format just completely changes things. Giant Trunade is probably my least favorite card in GOAT, and the Floodgates are annoying, so cool. Put them to 1. Perfectly fine with that. Semi-limited, we have Protector of the Sanctuary and Reflect Bounder. I would love to play some Protector of the Sanctuary with Disturbance strategy, so hoping this goes to 3 eventually so I can sort of brew a deck with that, but not going to be doing that here. But the biggest changes, I think, other than the bans, of course, is the unlimited cards. We have 8 that are now unlimited. We have Abyss Soldier, which a lot of people are expecting to sort of run the format. We have Dark Scorpion Chick the Yellow, Manticore of Darkness, Marauding Captain, Twin-Headed Behemoth, Vampire Lord, Emergency Provisions, and Upstart Goblin. So, pretty big fan of these changes. Gonna be playing a lot probably with Abyss Soldier because I think, we're gonna see a lot of recruiters. We don't have to deal with Spy anymore. We have Abyss Soldier at 3. So yeah, a lot of changes gonna be happening, but I think we're going to see a rise in control, and that's sort of what we're going to be playing in this video. This is the deck. It's sort of a Tom Abyss control. I didn't have it as a control deck at first. It was more of an aggro deck, and then I decided, if we're going to be seeing a lot of Abyss Soldier, Cyberstein, a lot of recruiters and stuff, we may as well go the control route. We all, this deck already supports stuff like Creature Swap and Metamorphosis, so we may as well add the Scapegoats, and Royal Decree works very well whenever we're trying to just play, Abyss Soldier tempo you out, Cyberstein kill you, Injection Fairy Lily kill you, Monarchs kill you. So I think this deck has a lot of just synergies with a bunch of cards that don't really lend themselves to synergy strategies necessarily. I don't know if that's true, but they kind of just don't automatically go together. But yeah, we're playing 2 Cyberstein. A lot of people are very high on this card already, and it makes a lot of sense to me. So generally you don't see this in the control builds, but I kind of started it around Stein and Abyss Soldier, and I think this card works out perfectly well, especially given that we play 3 Mystic Tomatoes and a Sangan. We can very easily get to it, and this is just going to help end games very quickly, which I think is something that control was lacking. And I do like having that aspect whenever we want to go for it. Along with the Mystic Tomato Sangan package, we have Abyss Soldier and Sinister Serpent. No real need to explain what's going on there. And then likewise, we have a Tribe Infecting Virus. I elected to play a Spirit Reaper since we're playing the Mystic Tomatoes. Just good to go into if that's a card that you want to get. Just a little bit toolboxy. We have 2 Sideboards, which of course go very well with the Mystic Tomatoes and the Sangan. We have 1 Injection Fairy Lily, sort of along the lines of Cyberstein. This card's just going to kill you. It's going to attack over all of these Abyss Soldiers and everything that's going on. So I've really liked the Injection Fairy Lily, also very good with the Royal Decrees. 2 Magician of Faith as the only flips in the deck. Pretty happy with that. Obviously, when you're playing Metamorphosis, Scapegoat, Creature Swap, Smashing Ground, Graceful Charity, Pot of Greed, Snatch Steal, you've got a lot of very powerful cards that you can recycle with these, and it allows me to play this 1 copy of Chaos Sorcerer. Now, Chaos Sorcerer isn't necessarily just a replacement for BLS, even though it's kind of what it looks like here. You can't really replace the BLS, but I did want something just to have an extra special summon in the deck, and something that can help take care of recruiters, and Chaos Sorcerer does that very well. Again, we're going to be expecting a whole lot of recruiters, and if I'm going to be playing this deck with a little bit more of an aggressive edge, playing Cyberstein, Injection Fairy Lily, 3 copies of Abyss Soldier, and Zaborg, I think Chaos Sorcerer helps with that line, just being an extra special summon, a big body on the board to get some attacks in, or clear up the field so I can get attacks in. Lastly, we're playing, one Tsukuyomi, very good with Thousand Eyes Restrict. It's good with Magician of Faith. We're expecting a lot of Monarchs. Tsukuyomi attacks over Monarchs, so good there. And then Breaker is just a generically good card. As far as spells go, we have Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, Snatch Steal, Prima. I did elect to play Premature Burial and Call of the Haunted in this deck. I think they both work really well, with Monarchs getting back Abyss Soldier, and the like. They fit in well here, I think. 1 MST, 1 Heavy Storm, 2 Metamorphosis, 2 Scapegoat. No, so not all in on the control package, but good enough. 2 Creature Swap because the card's busted. 2 Noblemen of Crossout, which honestly, I'm thinking this may actually need to be cut back to 1 in this format. Too early to tell, but it has seemed a little underwhelming. And then we play 1 Smashing Ground. I think Smashing Ground gets a lot of value in this format. Again, we're expecting a lot of Recruiters, we're expecting a lot of Stein, Abyss Soldier, and this thing just cleans up all of those very nicely. Again, we're playing 1 Call of the Haunted to go with the Premature Burial. Just 1 Mirror Force, no Torrential in the main. I don't think you really need it here, especially when you're playing 3 Royal Decree. So that's the main. Getting into the side, we have more Monarchs because our deck can support it very well. So we're playing 2 Mobius, and then we're playing 2 Assura Priest, which was the card that I elected to use for the control mirrors. I really wanted to play Token Thanksgiving to go with Cyberstein, but I'm playing Goats myself, so decided I probably couldn't go that route. 1 Exiled Force, because I think this is going to be a good card against like the skill drain, sort of zombie-ish decks that are playing a ton of Recruiters. It also does get around skill drain, so like that there. 1 Amazonas Archer, just for time concern if we're playing tournament matches, of course. 1 Skilled Dark Magician is an idea that I got from the Discord. I think Ivan Rosito brought it up. If a lot of people are going to be playing like Abyss Soldier and a lot of Recruiters, this thing can attack over those, and it doesn't have the downside of Zombara, where it's just going to sit there and lose a bunch of attack because you're attacking over Recruiters, or Recruiters are bashing into it the whole time. So, interesting card. Not sure if it's good enough, but I like the card a lot, so here it is on the side. 1 more Smashing Ground. Again, it's going to go with the Exiled Force against the Recruiter heavy decks, which is very good. Swords of Revealing Light against the more aggressive strategies. Brain Control, I think its stock has gone up a lot as well. If we're going to be siding into Mobius, and we're also keeping in the Zaborgs, Brain Control is just a very easy inclusion. Also very good against all the Recruiters and stuff going around. 1 Mind Control, in case some sort of like turbo deck or something pops up. Mind Control is just a good card, so elected to keep it. And then we have this sort of trap package. We have 3 Solemn Judgments and a Torrential. Not bringing these in against the aggro decks, because generally the aggro decks are going to be playing traps, so I'm actually going to keep the Decrees in against them. These are going to come in against the decks that Decree is not good against. So anything that's going to be like super combo-y, or just not playing a lot of traps, we can bring in the Solemn Judgments and the Torrential, and they're likely going to be good there. So I put a little less thought into the side than I would have liked. I'm not sure if I get to play in the tournament on Saturday or not, but if I do, I'll do some actual like deep dive and going over numbers for a sideboard plan and all that stuff. But so far, I haven't lost with the deck in the few matches that I've played. So a lot of these synergies in here seem very strong. So yeah, let's get into some matches. Alright, we have a match here. See, I'm not sure if this is actually Anthony Alvarado. I don't think it is, unless it's an alt. But, this hand's fine. Decree helps out as well. So I think I'm just going to summon the Sangan. I think setting the Recruiters makes a lot of sense in this format, because of Smashing Ground and Brain Control and stuff everywhere. But setting the Sangan, or summoning the Sangan to protect from knock is fine, because like they're not going to Brain Control or Smashing Ground the Sangan. Alright, Blade Knight has been called. Just going to take the 600, of course, and go get our Serpent. Alright, just going to be flipping Decree here on the end. Okay. Alright, so I'm already in a good position, assuming that these are traps. I'm just going to activate the pot here. Alright, Prima's not bad. But let's just... Well, we could creature swap here. It's interesting, but I think since we have this breaker, we can just normal summon the breaker. If the opponent has Book of Moon, they have Book of Moon. You know, that kind of is what it is, I suppose. But I think getting in the +1 from the attack is good here. And we can follow up with creature swap later. So we're already just like way ahead. So big fan of this, obviously. Drawing Magician of Faith could just help put us farther ahead, so I don't mind that at all. I'll just set the Faith and pass the turn. If this is like an aggro style deck, then we're looking pretty good here. Alright, we're going to lose the Faith. That's fine. Not too upset about that. Again, we are still like way ahead, so it's not like we needed this Faith to resolve. So I don't mind setting it there into knock. It's the only thing that's ever going to get set into knock anyway, really. So here we could creature swap. I'm just going to summon out the Tomato. I'm going to attack with Breaker because while we're so far ahead, I just want to push the advantage. Okay. See Dekoichi, so this is likely not just like a straight up aggro deck. This is probably could be a return deck, some sort of like mix between Turbo and Warriors. I know a lot of people have liked that strategy. Yeah, and here we see the Thunder Dragon, so it's definitely not just a straight up aggro deck. So I like this. Blade Knight does get a little better now that Spy is out. So Blade Knight famously could not run over Spy, but it does take care of all of the other flip effects, of course. Let's see, opponent has a Chaos Monster. Yep, just Chaos Sorcerer, that's fine. We're going to take out the Breaker, interesting. So does that tell me the opponent has a Snatch Steal or something? I'm not sure what that tells me, honestly. But I feel pretty good about this. We can just summon the Tomato. Creature swap to take the Chaos Sorcerer. If they get, another Chaos Sorcerer, we can deal with that through like Metamorphosis or Tribe Infecting Virus. So I think it's fine to just push as much damage here as possible. Well, this Tribe Infecting Virus, it pushes 3,000, but this gives us a Chaos Sorcerer. So yeah, I'm just fine with summoning Tomato. And then activating Creature Swap. Yeah, I guess this doesn't actually push any damage. Or it does from the attack here, but... And I think I'm just going to go get... I could get the Reaper, but it's not honestly doing much here. I'm just going to get another Tomato, I think. This leaves me open, like if the opponent doesn't have another Chaos Monster or something, this leaves me open to them running over the Tomato and me potentially getting like a Cyberstein. But opponent's going to concede. I'm not sure how many of those are like battle traps and stuff down. Not really enough to sort of give me what's going on there, but I think I like Exiled Force here. Mind Control is probably going to be good. I think I'm going to leave in the Decrees for now, because the opponent did show 3 back row turn 1, which makes me believe, they probably are playing Solemn, which makes me kind of not want these Mobiuses. I'm probably just bringing in the Exiled Force and the Mind Control. Maybe I bring in Skilled Dark as well, just for some beatdowns. I don't hate that idea. My opponent could be playing Recruiters, but I would imagine they probably just aren't, so we can get rid of the Smashing Ground, I think. Can we cut Scapegoat? We can probably cut Scapegoat, and we can just cut the Spirit Reaper, I believe. Alternatively, we could get rid of Heavy Storm. But again, I think my opponent's playing Judgment, and they showed that they were, you know, willing to set a bunch there, so I think this is fine. I don't think the goats are, like, I'm not the best control player by any means. I have not played very much control at all. But it seems like Scapegoat's not super necessary. The skill Dark also probably isn't necessary, to be fair, but, you know, if this is sort of like a half turbo-ish build, then I think just being aggressive is very good. And skill Dark's pretty good at that. 1900 attackers are pretty sweet. Alright, opponent starting off on Thunder Dragon. And setting. Okay. So let's not throw off this MST. I think we're just going to kind of play it like this is, you know, Chaos Turbo a little bit. There certainly could be Jar of Greed and stuff back there, so if they want to solemn this Pot of Greed, that's fine, because I'm taking the aggressive approach anyway. Okay. Here's interesting. I think I just want to summon Tomato, and not attack. I don't really want to give my opponent... Yeah, summon Tomato, and I'm going to set the MST. I don't think there's a reason to set the Scapegoat here. Obviously, it would be good if we knew we were going to draw Metamorphosis, but... Ah, the DD Warrior Lady. Okay, well, that's fine. I do think DD Warrior Lady stock is up a little bit. It is a card that I've considered putting in this deck, but ultimately decided against it. I went for the Exiled Force on the side over it, essentially. Okay, we do draw the Skilled Dark here. If DD Warrior Lady was their answer to Mystic Tomato, I don't really think they have anything else. So I think we might be on the plan of just summon Tomato, set Scapegoat, pass. I don't think there's a reason to play out the Skilled Dark here. And again, I don't want to attack into it like a potential Dekoichi here. So, because I really want this Mystic Tomato to go get Sangan. Now we know opponent has 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. It's a decent chance they left in the Nox. I know I have 2 Magician of Faiths, but I think the upside of Magician of Faith is just so high compared to everything else here. I'm just going to set it, turn this to defense so they can't crash Dekoichi into it. And if they knock here, they knock. Okay, yep, there's a Dekoichi. You may draw. Alright, attacking the Faith. Works for me. We'll get back our Royal Decree. No. We'll get back our Pot of Greed. I guess... No, those don't even have the same amount of syllables. I have no idea where I got Royal Decree there. Okay. So they have a Tsukuyomi. That's fine. Suke's gonna go back to hand. I'm not overjoyed. Because I don't really want to attack into this Dekoichi. I just don't want to give my opponent the dark if I don't have to, but... Okay, well, there's Sinister Serpent, so that helps out a lot. Now do I care if I give my opponent the dark? I think the answer might be no now. Because, like, I can summon Abyss Soldier, bounce their Dekoichi, and then start attacking. And I can just hold on to this Graceful. I think... Maybe I just want a Graceful first to try to get to Nobleman of Crossout. Yeah, let's do that first, because that's essentially like Abyss Soldier. There's a knock and an Exiled Force. Okay, so we can actually clear both of those, but... Alright, so let's discard the Sinister Serpent, and I think... just discard tomato, because we don't really need the Sangan anymore. Well, do I want to? Because I can turn this to attack, and then I can creature swap it away, and then I can Abyss Soldier, and then I can knock. Well, no, I guess I don't want to Abyss Soldier here. Okay, well, let's just knock here. And then, do I want to Exiled Force the other? That's tough, but probably. I have an answer to Chaos. Yeah, yeah. Let's just summon Exiled Force. I guess I should have done that before I knocked, but I wasn't too sold on the idea. Okay, so another Dekoichi. So the opponent does have Dark Light still, but that's fine. We have a creature swap if they summon a Chaos monster, and we can give them the Tsukuyomi. If they summon the Chaos monster and they take out the tomato, though, we kind of have to set the Tsukuyomi if that's what we want to do. We could always just get back Sinister Serpent and creature swap it away. But I think what I want to do is just summon Abyss Soldier and bounce. Maybe I don't now. Could also just flip Scapegoat and give him a goat. That's tough. I could just give them the Abyss Soldier. Like, bounce their set, give them the Abyss Soldier, we take a Chaos Sorcerer. I don't hate that either. I think I'm just going to activate Scapegoat. I would love to draw a Metamorphosis here, but... Oh, Prima. That's a good one. So that can get back Exiled Force if we want. Yeah, and then we can just kind of take out our opponent's board. See if this works out. And let's just take out the face down, I think. Obviously this doesn't work out if it's a Sangan, but yeah, okay, it's the Tsukuyomi. We still know of 2 Thunder Dragons in hand, so let's see. Opponent doesn't have a light. They can get a light, obviously, but I mean, we could just take the Chaos Sorcerer, right? Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, so now we have a Chaos Sorcerer. And how aggressive do we want to get here? I think it's fine. Summon Abyss Soldier. We have a backup one, so like if the opponent has Torrential here, it's not the end of the world. Let's just bounce a back row, I guess. And we'll attack this goat. Cool. So got in there for 18. Like this position. Obviously, I don't know what my opponent's back row are. Don't super have a read on the one that's set right now. You could sort of assume it's not a battle trap, but like, that's not 100%, I don't think. Because the opponent could be, you know, trying to get to a way to get a plus off of the Abyss Soldier instead of using a battle trap. And here, yeah, Snatch Steal is going to help with that. Okay, we lose the Abyss Soldier. Yeah, we draw our own Chaos Sorcerer. We do have Dark Light in the graveyard. We gain 1,000 here. So how do we want to do this? We could bounce the Snatch and take the Chaos Sorcerer back, but I don't think that's really the play. I think we just want to... Let's just summon the Abyss Soldier. I'm gonna bounce a back row here. Opponent thinking, so this is a chainable. It's not... The first card that came to mind was Ring of Destruction. It's certainly not Ring of Destruction. Oh, Book of Moon the Chaos Sorcerer. Okay. I see. Alright then. Let's attack. And then main phase 2. Summon our own Chaos Sorcerer. And as long as that goes through, I'll take care of our opponents. Very nice. So we know there are 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. So there are 3 cards we don't know of. Okay, opponent's going to put a Thunder Dragon in the yard. So that means Chaos Monster, which means Chaos Sorcerer. No BLS. So they kind of have to deal with this Chaos Sorcerer, but then like I can just bounce that back to hand. Uh-huh. That's fine. Ooh, Snatch Steal. Okay. I think I am still just gonna bounce it back to hand. Yeah, let's just bounce the Chaos Sorcerer. So we know Chaos Sorcerer, Thunder Dragon in hand. Do I want to... I don't think I need to add any extra to the board. We'll just attack with this Abyss Soldier. It does get in. Very nice. And then... Yeah, I think we'll just pass from there. I don't want to lock my board, especially with the Snatch Steal hand, so I don't want to, like, set Tsukuyomi or Skilled Dark or anything. We're just gonna play this Abyss Soldier game. Okay. Yeah, Ashura Priest is gonna take out the goats, but can't deal with the Abyss Soldier, of course. Alright, so we have Ashura Priest, Thunder Dragon, Chaos Sorcerer, is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Alright, so we'll get back the Sinister Serpent. And then we will activate, bounce the one you just set. Because we got in with our attack last turn. Let's see if we can do it again. It does go through. So now, just pass. I don't think there's any reason really to do anything here. Abyss Soldier just taking over the game by itself, pretty much. Abyss Soldier has done a ton of work this game. Alright, now opponent's gonna set a monster. Okay, well, I mean, we drew, like, best draw, probably. So get back Sinister. You know, assuming, you know, from our attacks going through, that it's gonna go through again, because we can just bounce this back row, Nobleman the monster, no reason to summon anything else. Uh-huh. And then just attack with the Abyss Soldier. Do we get there? Call the Haunted. For nothing. No monsters in the graveyard, so cool. I will accept this rematch. Yeah. We can play another one of this. This is fun. No. Lose the die roll this time. Unfortunate. But not bad here. Not ideal. We didn't really see a whole lot of traps, even though... I don't know. I did elect to keep in, like, the decrees, and I think that's probably still fine. But maybe Solemn Judgment is going to be good here. But we'll, you know, worry about the game first at hand, and then we'll worry about sideboarding later. Alright, we hit the Dust Tornado. Alright, if they're playing Dust Tornado, then they probably are playing more traps. So, I think Decree's still a fine call. The whole package with, like, Decree and... I'm going to get aggressive here. I'm going to summon the Tomato, because I have the Call of the Haunted. I don't really care about this Breaker dying. If my opponent wants to get a +1, I should be able to get a +1 later with the Tomato and the Zaborg, hopefully. So, I think we just want to apply pressure here. Okay, well now we're going to lose the Call. That's fine. We're certainly set up for Zaborg. We have Sinister Serpent creature swap. Okay. We're going to snatch. Oh boy. Okay, well, this is still fine, because we have the creature swap play, the opponent's already summoned. They have 2 Thunder Dragons in hand, which I'm not too scared of. Oh, Metamorphosis. I like that too. So I think... just start with the creature swap play, I believe. Opponent has to know what this means. I guess, yeah, so this works out even if that was a Solemn Judgment down, because then we could Metamorphosis away the Sinister Serpent and take the Zaborg, but now the opponent's at 1300. Feeling pretty good here, because we know 2 of the cards that our opponent has are Thunder Dragons. They set another back row. I'd imagine not a lot in their deck gets to attack over this Zaborg. Set a monster. Scapegoat's not the worst card I've ever seen. Again, I don't really want to summon this Spirit Reaper. Seems like it's not doing a whole lot in this matchup. I could eat. I could just sack the Zaborg, honestly. That doesn't work out for me if my opponent has Solemn Judgment. But I think denying some resources here could be good. Oh, there is a Solemn Judgment. Okay. That's fine. Alright, just going to set the Scapegoat and pass. Opponent is at 650, so, I mean, pretty much anything that Thousand Eyes Restrict wants to suck up here is going to win the game. Other than, I guess, a Magician of Faith, another Serpent, whatever. I think that play was fine. If it goes through, you know, the opponent... loses out on their... Oh, it's a Blade Knight. Okay. Well, I guess we could have just attacked it then. Let us activate Scapegoat. We're going to tribute for a Thunder Dragon. That's got to be... Oh, interesting. Cyberstein. Stein could go into Gatling Dragon, but I'm really playing with fire there, so I think I'm just going to set the Spirit Reaper and pass here. I don't know if I really even need to commit that to the board, but here we are. Yeah, Thunder Dragon's fine. We're going to sack Thunder Dragon for Sideboard. Okay, so maybe I should have set the Sinister Serpent, but now, like, we have a good Thousand Eyes Restrict target. Okay, I'm not going to argue with drawing Pot of Greed. See if this can draw out a Solemn. Yep, okay. Been very conservative with my play so far, so maybe the opponent doesn't really know what I've got going on here. Activate meta. Cool. And we get the game. So, I think Decree is still fine. Like I said, I think I'm just going to side the same way. Exiled Force, Skilled Dark Magician, and the Mind Control. And what did I take out? I took out Smashing Ground, a Scapegoat, and the Spirit Reaper. Seems good to me. Alright, had to take care of something really quick. The opponent, yeah, there's just a Thunder Dragon, Graceful Plays. It's all nice and stuff, so we could just suck this up, but I don't think that's really what I want to do. I think I just want to summon Sangan and knock that. Sangan could get Cyberstein. Oops. Yeah, that definitely doesn't hit the back row. Could get Cyberstein, could get Injection Fairy Lily. We'll see what I want to do here, because we can certainly be aggressive with this Metamorphosis. Oh, Shining Angel. So there are recruiters in the deck. All right. So this is the first time we've seen one. Seeing Shining Angel, do I just want to get the Exiled Force here? Yeah, let's just get the Exiled Force. I could get Cyberstein and go Last Warrior. I don't think that's what I want to do. Exiled Force is just kind of like a guarantee out to this Shining Angel. And then we can save the Metamorphosis play for like a Chaos Monster. But opponent is missing Darks right now, so maybe we can just kind of keep them off of that. That'd be very nice. Kaiku's coming down. That's the first Kaiku that I've seen, actually, in all of my matches so far. Oh, okay. Do I want to Abyss the Kaiku? And then they just summon and crash, and then they have a Dark in the yard, so probably not. Let's just set the Mystic Tomato here and pass the turn. I'm taking this very conservatively. I think that's fine. Sideboard's coming out? Yeah, okay. Well, obviously that doesn't work out. Yeah, I probably could have played around that. Ooh, Injection Fairy Lily. That certainly takes care of Zaborg. As long as they don't have... I could just bounce it, honestly. I don't hate that play. Yeah, and then we just play the tempo game. Obviously, bouncing a Monarch can be problematic, but we do have this meta still. And if my opponent just, like, you know, sets a monster or whatever, we can just bounce it and keep going. Sort of like what we did in Game 2 of the last match. We can also suck it up with a Thousand Eyes Restrict, or we can run over stuff with Injection Fairy Lily. Chaos Sorcerer comes out, that's not a big deal. Actually, we are pretty low on life here. So Yeah, we very well may just die here. But I think I'm going to go for the high upside play here and just Metamorphosis. Okay. Let's go get Restricty Boy. Book him in. Okay. Well, we're dead then. Okay, so we saw Shining Angel, so now we may want Smashing Ground back in the deck, and honestly, we've seen fewer actual flips, and we've seen, like, the opponent is going to be setting a lot of non-flip effects, so maybe we get rid of the Mind Control, and maybe we actually just get rid of this Skilled Dark Magician. That's probably fine. I'll call it good there. I would love to go first. Okay, we have a Decree this time. So let's set Tomato, set Decree, and pass. Love having the Decree so I can just get my plays to go through and not have to worry about it. Man, as a Warrior main for a long time, Decree makes me so sad, but playing with it, I understand. I understand. The card is quite powerful. Yeah, Pot of Greed is good. Thunder Dragon into Pot of Greed, obviously, you know. Tried and true from the Chaos strategies. We're going to lose our Mystic Tomato, but that's fine. Let's flip up the Decree, because we saw that the opponent did want to leave in Dust Tornado post board, so I think flipping it up now is good. Yep, you have a Dekoichi. If they have a Zaborg, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, we can just kill it with Smashing Ground if we really want to, or we can just keep setting this Sinister Serpent until the end of time. Kaiku's a problem. Yeah, Kaiku's certainly going to get me here. And unfortunately, Smashing Ground kills the Dekoichi and not the Kaiku. Man, and if well, I guess I don't have to worry about Chaos Sorcerer. I guess we've got really no choice but to just try to keep the board clear here. So we just Smashing Ground, that gets rid of Dekoichi, and then we set the Magician of Faith to get back the Smashing Ground. Yeah, I don't love it, especially if the opponent does have a Zaborg here. Shining Angel, okay. Do not like this spot at all. Yeah, Nobleman's not doing any good here. So we just got to throw off the Smashing Ground, kill the Shining Angel, and pray. It's probably something I could have done better in game 2. I didn't play around that Zaborg possibility, but is what it is at this point. Still adjusting to the new format. Then like all the changes and different things to play around and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna take some damage here. We're not dead, but we don't have Spirit Reaper in the deck. We only have one Scapegoat. I think the opponent has played this well. We'll just go ahead and MST this back row they just set, because I think Decree's probably locking down the others. Creature Swap is not gonna do it. GG. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Having a lot of fun. with these. Obviously need to learn more of what, of what to play around, stuff like that, sort of what's going on. But like literally everyone's new to the format. I think my opponent played it well, but sorry, I've got to go. But yeah, that's it. So hopefully I get to play in the tournament. This format seems pretty sweet. I like the no trap dust shoot, no BLS, no ring of destruction. It's awesome. I think those are great changes, but it's not quite GOAT format. But yeah, so we'll be doing more of this, though I'm going to keep my main focus on like the actual main format of GOAT, because I like to be, more of the actual competitive side of things. But hope you all enjoyed. We'll definitely do more of this in the future.